This recording announcement is too loud. Have you guys marked yourselves as present? Please do, if you haven't still. Okay, so today we are going to talk about some basics of styling. So yesterday we just created this basic markup, right? And we didn't do anything like CSS related. So today we will go over some of the basic information that you need in order to, get us started with styling. Okay, so, before that, let's have a little quiz. So which of these tags is used to create a link to another page?
Third one.
This one is called anchor tag, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the two tags that nest directly within the HTML tags?
Didn't understand the
Head and
question.
body.
Head and body, right? These are the two tags that are nested directly inside HTML. Okay. What is it called when you have a tag and the content and the closing tag?
Element.
Yep. Good. Okay, so like we discussed yesterday, HTML will give like structure to the content of your web page, right? But in order for it to look prettier, we need to use some styling techniques. So CSS code looks a little bit different. As you can see, like the syntax is going to be a little different. So in CSS, syntax, there are three main parts. Okay, the first one is the selector. Selector usually specifies exactly which part of your HTML document you're going to style right now. Okay, so for example, it's a body tag, right? So we want to give like the content of the body tag. We want to change the color to this color. Okay, so three parts: selector, followed by curly braces. And then on the next line, we have a property that we want to change. So for example, like a color, and then the value of it. So like which color exactly we want to change. So there are three ways to introduce CSS to your HTML document. Inline, via like embedded style tags, and via external CSS file. So let's explore those three ways. So when I say inline, I mean like literally it is inside the HTML element. So for example, inside the HTML element, you can use the style attribute. And inside that attribute, you can specify like what property you want to change. Okay, so for example, here we have an H2. Can you guys, do you want me to like zoom in a little, or is it readable for you?
Yes.
Yes, it's okay.
Is it, maybe this one is better? Okay, so for example, you can use like a style attribute and then change the color property to I don't know, brown, right? And now if I go back to what's happening?
It's changed on the bottom of image.
Oh, I thought we were styling this one. Yep, there we go. So we have changed the color of this text to like a brownish color, right? So that would be inline styling, which we are not going to use that much because inline styling is not practical for multiple reasons, which we will explore like later on as we dive deeper into CSS topic. But for now, just remember that we don't usually do inline styling for like practical reasons. Okay. Also, you can use the style tag. So in the head section right here, what you can do is you can do like a style tag, which looks like exactly like HTML tag. And here you can use CSS syntax. So for example, I want to change my paragraphs, so like color to blue. Okay, so I want to change the text color of my paragraph to a blue color. So now all of my paragraphs will be changed to blue. Okay, so that would be a second way to insert CSS into an HTML document, which is also not very practical. The most common way to implement styling is through a separate styling sheet, which we're going to do now. So in our project, I'm going to create another file called style.css. Oh, I already created it. Okay, there we go. So we have style.css sheet, which we need to link to our, well, in our case, index.html, right? So let me get rid of these and this one. Okay, and I'm gonna insert a link. So you see how it's already like saying that it's a style sheet, and we just need to add like specifically which style sheet. So in our case, it's a style.css. Okay, and now they will be connected. So I'm sort of like importing this style sheet into this HTML document. So now I need to specify. So let's go back to our, I don't know, paragraphs, for example, and I can change the color to green. Okay, so it will have the same effect. But having your CSS code in a separate style sheet is more practical because, first of all, it keeps your code more readable. So you will have like a cleaner code. You always want to separate like HTML markup from CSS style because you're going to have a lot of code in your HTML file and you're going to have a lot of code in your CSS file. You don't want to mix them up with each other. So it will be like if you will have everything in one HTML file, then your code is going to be like really messy and really difficult to debug. So you want to keep them separate. Also, you can use the same styling sheet. So for example, if I implement all of the style in like inline in this HTML document, or if I implement it in the style tag, inside the style tag, I will not be able to reuse it, right? So this code, like within the style tag, will only be applicable to this file. But if I have one style sheet and I can use it in like multiple, I can link it to multiple HTML files and I can reuse the code. Okay. So CSS color values come in different formats. So you can use color names, which is what we did with what we did just now. But you can see colors in different formats. So for example, you can have them in the hexadecimal value, which is like a hash sign, then 2 letters and 4 numbers. They can also come in an RGB value. RGB stands for red, green, and blue. And the format is like so. So RGB, and then whatever, the color that you want to pick. So why we have like different formats for the colors is because we can only have, we can only go so far with names of colors, right? Like how many names of colors can we possibly come up with? Not too many, I'm guessing. So it's easier to, because like we can specify red color, we can have like light red or dark red, right? But there can be thousands of shades of the same red color, which are not, which we cannot express by color name, right? So that's why we need like different formats in order to be able to be more specific in terms of the color value. So we will explore those once we start styling our HTML file today. So as you can see, like red color, I don't know if this specifically is hexadecimal for red. Let's see. Oh, it is. Okay, so this is the hexadecimal value for red color. You don't need to memorize them. You can always just look it up. And I guess this is the RGB value for the red color. Yeah, there we go. So like the same color can be, specified in different formats. Okay, now we are going to explore some CSS properties that we're gonna be using today. Let me put this like right next to, okay. Is it readable for you guys, or do you prefer to have it like on the full page, on the full screen?
It's fine for me.
Okay. If something is not very comfortable, just let me know and we can fix it. So let's explore some of the CSS properties, like well-known CSS properties that we will be using today. For example, let's say I want to change the background of like a specific HTML element, right? So let's say I want to set the background to the body, right? So it means that to the whole document. So if I want to select the body, first one is the selector, right? So in our case, that's the body tag. Then the property that we want to change. So in our case, that would be background, right? And for the background properties, we have like a bunch of them. So today we can explore something like, for example, background color. So you can change the background color for the body. Let's set it to, I don't know, light gray, light blue. Oh. Okay, so you can set like a background color to the whole body, or you can set just the background color to, for example, this list, which is probably some kind of UL. So again, we need to select an ordered list and we can set a background color. Let's do a different one. Let's do brown. Okay, so background property can be used on like any element here. Also, another background property that you can use is, for example, background image. So let's say you want to set a background image to this project, okay? So let me get rid of this one. So let's select the background image.
Asel,
Yes.
so what will happen if you will use for the body just color, not background color, just color? What will happen?
So color is there to change the color of the text.
Only text?
Yeah. So text color will change, but background color change the color of the background basically.
So we're not able to use the color for body?
The color.
Yeah, I mean the color change the color of some our just a second, let me just
So if I use the color property, it will change the text color. You see?
yeah. So it
But
will does it work for the body? Just color or only for text or for everything?
so it will only work for content, for text, the
Okay.
color property.
Okay.
If you want to change the background, you will have to use background color property.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So let's select our background image. What do you guys want as a background image here? What would be?
I don't Kyrgyzstan flag.
What's that?
The Kyrgyzstan flag.
How about maybe nature? So how about something like this or this? Okay. Oh, let's see how large the image is. Okay, we can try this one. So we can set background image property. Oh. And then you need to specify the URL. So in our case, URL is, okay, so this URL to this picture. And then you also need to use quotation marks for that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so as you can see, our image is not like large enough for this background. So, and it's also like repeating itself. So when there is an image that we use as a background and it's not large enough, so CSS will try to solve this issue for us and it will try to repeat the image multiple times. So what you can do is you can use like multiple other background properties. So for example, background repeat, and you can say no repeat, and that will basically prevent CSS from repeating the image. But now we have a different problem, which is we don't have enough like image size, right? So what we can do is there's like another property, background size, and we can say something like cover. So basically we will tell CSS to stretch the image so that it will be sort of like enough for to cover the whole element. In our case, that's a body element. Okay, does it make sense, guys?
Can we somehow make it not so bright, like make it more saturated? That's
Yeah.
possible. Okay.
Yeah. We can like later on we will learn different ways to like manipulate. We can add like a cover and make it like a couple of shades darker, a couple of shades lighter. We can make the image transparent, but not today. Okay, so because we have like a lot of things to go over. So we will just touch up on like general stuff today, and then next week we will go deeper into these topics.
So let me ask, so if we
Yeah.
will like create the div for our paragraph, separate div, and can we use the background image only for div? And
Absolutely.
what
Yeah.
can you please show what will happen if you do like this?
Yeah. So let's switch the body to a paragraph. So yeah, so then it will only use it for the paragraph.
So if we will use the div, it will cover the okay.
So you can, for example, group this like bunch of elements together and then set a background color only for those elements, right? So like, for example, if you want to set a background color to this group of elements, so what you can do is you can group them together. So for example, starting with, let's say this UL all the way to like first paragraph, okay? So what we can do is we can wrap them in a div, right? And then set everything like the same properties for the div. Then it will only use it for like a specific section of the element of
Yeah.
your.
I asked about this.
Mhm.
What if we will have a few divs?
Then we will have to specify exactly which div, which we're going to talk about in 10 minutes from now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that is what we're, so like that should be enough for today for the background manipulations. Another group of CSS properties that you will frequently use is font. So let's say my, okay, let me get rid of those. Do you guys want me to keep them for like, for reference, so you can have a look at them later?
Yes, please. Vasilia, could you please go over the last two background parts, the repeat and the background size?
Sure.
What do they do?
So you know how when we were applying it for the body, let me show you again. So I'm setting this background image, right? And
Okay.
let's comment out these two parts so you can see the difference. So right now, this image is not large enough to cover the whole body, right? You see it finishes here, and then it just repeats itself. Like the same image is being repeated on the right-hand side because the image is not wide enough.
Okay.
So CSS by default will try to repeat the same image multiple times so it can cover the body, right? And it doesn't look nice. So we can specify that background should not be repeated. Okay.
Okay.
So that's what repeat no repeat will do. So it will. So CSS will ignore that the image is not large enough, and it will not try to repeat it on the right-hand side. You see, like now this
Right.
part
Yeah.
is right. So still it doesn't look good, right? We want it, if we're setting background to the whole body, then we want it to stretch all the way until the end. So then we can use one of the background size properties. There's like a bunch of them, but in order to stretch it, we can use cover. And that will stretch the image all the way until the end. So it will cover the whole sort of.
Oh, I see. Okay. I
Okay.
understand.
The
Thank
difference?
you. Yes. All clear.
Oh. So I'm gonna just comment it out, but I will keep it here for your reference. Okay, so you can like have a look at it later. All right, so I also wanted to talk about different font properties. So let's say we have our paragraph here, right? So let's manipulate the paragraph. So right now my paragraphs, so these ones, right? I want you to look at those two. So what we can do, like how we can manipulate the text. So we can increase the font size. So let's say font size is, I don't know, 18 pixels. So you know how like in Word documents, when you select this font size of the text, so that font size also comes in pixels. So you can think of it as like when you're trying to imagine what that would look like. So just think of the Word document. Okay, so this is like 18 pixels. So the text is a bit larger. You can also use font weight property. So font weight will make your text bolder. So those are like all different, like this will determine how bold your text is, or you can just say bold, and that will make your text bold, basically. You can also use font style property, which will like give you different options. So for example, italic, yeah, and it will make your text in this like nice italic style. Let's see. You can use font family property, which will basically let you choose between like different what are these called, like different basically options for what are these called? I forgot the term for it. Yeah, for that. So for example, Cambria. Okay, it looks pretty. So in here, like you have multiple options. Why we have multiple options is because basically if one of them doesn't work, so you see how in like font family, it gives you like 2-3 options, right? So for example, if I choose Arial, Helvetica, and sans serif. So what will happen is in case there is some kind of like, yes, Victor, do you have a question?
Yes. Are there some standard for size, for weight, for paragraph text?
Standards?
Yeah,
I mean, probably like standard font size would be 12 pixels. Yeah, but I mean, for the bold and for italic, no, not really. It depends on like the style that is specific to your web page. So yeah, like it varies a lot. Oh, and for the font family, so basically in case for some reason this Arial option is not available, then your text will be shown in Helvetica. If Helvetica is not available, your text will be shown in sans serif. So like this is like your plan A, plan B, and then plan C. Okay, that's why there's like a font family options in case there's some kind of error, so that CSS knows that it has like plan B in case there's something wrong with if like a user doesn't have Arial font installed on their PC, then it will show in Helvetica. Okay, if the Helvetica is not available, it will show in sans serif. So we have like 3 options here. Okay, so those are like some basic font properties. Let's see. There are some specific styles when it comes to different lists. So we have a bunch of lists here. So we have a UL, for example. We can select UL. And you can choose like list style property, and it will give you like different options of how your list can look like. So for example, right now, our UL looks like this, right? You can change it to, for example, list style like a circle. And it will look a little different. There's also different, what does Armenian do? Oh, okay, so this is fun. So yeah, you can have like different options of how your list is going to look like. Do we have an ordered list? Yeah, so for ordered list, you can have list style, and for example, where is it? Roman, yeah. So for ordered list, you see how before it used to be just numbers, but you can use like Roman numbers, right? It can be like lowercase Roman or uppercase Roman or Roman. Okay, so different options here as well. Oh, you can.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw here is like a few options to choose like the style for UL and OL. Can we like use any like, I mean, допустим, хочу взять смайлик, хочу поставить смайлики вместо, но здесь его нету. How can I do it?
So Victor is asking like, can we customize the list style? So for example, if I want to choose, if I don't want to have like one of these items here, but I want to have something like customized image, right? Yeah, you can absolutely do that. So there's like list style, I think list style image property, right? And then you can, yeah, you can provide the URL. So like you can provide any image that you want to use, or for example, if you want to use like an icon, right? So if you're looking for icons, there's this icons 8. Oh, yeah, this one. So this is like a very fun place where you can browse different icons. So for example, which icon would you want to see, Victor?
It actually doesn't matter, just any interesting icon.
Okay, so for example, do we have like smiley faces? Yeah. So which one do you guys like? We have a lot of them here. How about this one? Okay, so let's use a static option. So we can actually download it to our project. So you see how it offers you like a different sizes. So 50 pixels probably is going to be too much. Or you can select a custom size. So let's say 15 pixels. So no, 10. 15. Okay, 15. And then you can download it.
I see the free for the yeah.
So we can just download it into our project. Okay, and now it's right here, right? Okay, so why is it a zip format though?
I think we can just use the link for free. It was next to download the button. If you will try again, maybe you can try just a link.
Where's the link? This one?
I mean,
Next to download.
Next to the download button, you can see the right, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult here.
But you should be able to download it though. It should be in the PNG format.
Maybe we need to create a new
Looks like it's not free.
Okay.
Yeah, but why is it in a zip format though?
Maybe you can unzip it now.
Yeah, I should probably download it just to. just to the desktop. Oh, okay. So now what we can do is we can just, so let's see, this is 50 and this is 15. Okay, so we're going to use the smaller one. And let's copy that to our HTML class. Okay, now let's see if that will work. Yeah. Okay, hopefully. So now we can just copy relative path and in our style right here, we can, so for the URL, we are showing the relative path here. Okay, let's test it. Nope. Oh, for OL, where's our OL? Oh, right here.
Okay, let's go. So I think we need to have the separate folder for.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Thank you.
If we want to keep it organized, like we want to have like a folder for icons, and let's get rid of these. Okay, and let's move these icons to the icons. And now we need to update the URL because we changed the location of the file. Okay, there you go. So this is how you can like customize your list. This smile looks a little creepy in our list, but let's keep it just for the fun of it. So yeah, you can, like, if you're looking for icons, for example, I don't know, like in your graduation project, if you guys will need any icons, you can browse them in Icons 8. Yeah, so for example, if you need, I don't know, they have like logos as well. So let's say Facebook. Oh yeah, cool. So if you need like a logo for like specific, because one of the projects I think is like Facebook project. So if you need a logo, you can look for it here.
Yeah, can we try to put this logo on the header?
Sure.
Can you please show us
Which one?
any Facebook button? Logo, the blue one.
This one?
Yeah.
So again, we can download it. Yeah, we can use, I guess, the original size. Download to HTML class icons. Oh, you know why before it was in a zip file? Because I was choosing two different sizes. That's why it was in a zip file. But now because we just downloaded one size, so it came as like one size here. So that's why it's not a zip file. Okay, and I don't know, somewhere here, like maybe right before about me, we can insert an image with our Facebook logo. Yeah.
Yeah, it's simple. Thank you.
So if you have like a Facebook project, you can feel free to download the icons here. Okay, so do you guys want me to share this link?
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
I just what will be better, because for the small doc we use the link from the browser, and For Facebook logo, we downloaded this, we put it in folder. Which one is better to use for image?
I mean, if this is like a homework that you're submitting, and then probably better to use external link, right? Because on like CodePen, you cannot really download them. But if it's your project, I think it's good to keep everything like in one place. So yeah, it's better if you download it and put it in like icons folder.
Okay.
So let me share this link. Make sure you guys bookmark it so you don't lose it. It's in the Zoom chat. Okay. So those are some of the ways that you can style your lists. Let's see. Now let's have a look at the, okay, so those are font styles, those are list styles. Let me specify that for you guys. Okay, now let's have a look at text styles. So how can you format text? Let's go back to our paragraph probably. Okay, let me comment this out. So there are multiple like text properties that you can use. So for example, text shadow. So for text shadow, you need to specify like the size of your shadow, sort of. So you can like do 1 pixel, I don't know, light blue. Is it 1 pixel, 1 pixel, light blue? Oh, okay. Yeah, it kind of hurts your eyes to look at it, but just know that you can, if you need a text shadow, there's a text shadow property. And do you guys see like it's a little, it gives you like a little bluish kind of shadow.
Yes.
You can make it larger if you want. It will look really ugly, but if you guys remember websites from beginning of 2000s, a lot of them had something like that in their style. Okay, so that's one feature. You can use text decoration. Okay, so text decoration, for example, there's like a bunch of them. So underline, right? It will, let me get rid of the text shadow, 1 second. So underline will underline your text. There's also, I think it's called line through. Yeah. So it will like strike your text. You can also change the color of the text decoration itself. So let's say text decoration color, and let's say red. Yeah, and then it will change the color of your text decoration property. You can also change the form. So let's see, wavy. Text decoration. Okay. I guess that one doesn't work. Decoration line through. How about if it's combine them? Oh, okay. So, okay, looks like it works only with specific text decoration. So for example, if we're using line through, we can add wavy and it will not be like a straight line. Let's see if that will work with underlined. Yep, as well. Okay. You can also use text align property. So that will align your text. So if you want your text centered, you can choose text align center. So it will move your text to the center. There's also left and right. Okay, so this is how you change the position of your text. Yes, Victor?
Asel, how can we use this property for just one word?
So in that case, what you can do is you can wrap it in like a different tag. So for example, we can wrap it in a span. Okay, and let's say we're targeting only that span. So then you can just copy that and
I think we need to put this span in paragraph, I guess, or not. I don't.
Like P span.
Just, I mean, we already have a paragraph. Maybe we can just put it into paragraph.
Yeah, it should still work though. Okay, so we just need it. So we will talk about class names later, but yeah, you can wrap it in like a little element. So for example, span element. Usually like, I don't think we talked about them yesterday, but span elements is used in order to like target a specific piece of your HTML code. Okay, so like in this case, for example, we need to target like a specific part of my text. So what I can do, I can wrap it in a span and use that one in order to like provide specific style for that piece of text. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
in CSS actually a lot of properties. I think everyone will gonna use the Google to find them.
Yeah, you guys don't have to memorize them. I just want to show you like different properties. We're gonna go over them, but doesn't mean that you have to memorize all of them. In time, like by the end of this month, you will probably memorize some part of most commonly used CSS properties, but you can always like research on Google and get the right answer. Okay. Do you guys want to have a break before we continue?
Yeah, it's super good.
Do you guys have any questions before we go for a break?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, let's take a 10-minute break and then we will continue exploring different CSS properties. Okay. Let's recap what we discussed in the first hour. So I'm gonna ask a couple of questions just to make sure that you guys are following me. But this time I want to specifically ask like name by name because I feel like, you know, we need more, I need to hear from more students to get to know all of you guys. Okay, so I have a question for Aizada. Aizada, are you there? Aizada? Okay, how about Amantur?
Yes.
Are you there? Amantur, could you please tell me what are 3 ways of implementing CSS to an HTML document?
The first one is we will just put into the line of our code. The second one is we'll create another CSS style page.
Okay.
And the third one is, I think, on the top of our code. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
style and yeah.
Yep.
That's all.
Perfect. Cool. Okay, good. So thank you, Amantur. Perfect answer. So this is the kind of question that often comes up in an interview. So what are 3 ways to implement CSS? You guys just need to learn the specific terms. So for example, first one is inline, right? So that's where you use style attribute to implement some kind of specific style to an element. Second one is through embedded style tag, right, in the head section. And the third one is via external style sheet. Nice, very nice. Oksana?
Yes, I am here. Hello.
Hi there. So can you tell me what are some of the advantages of keeping your code in a separate style sheet? So why keep our CSS in like a separate style sheet and not, you know, just implement like inline style or just keep everything like in a style tag, you know, inside our HTML document?
Because of not loose, maybe.
Okay. I mean, not exactly. Okay. So, okay. So let's say I have all of this CSS code, right? And what if I just use it here? So right now, like, is my HTML code clear and like readable? Not really, right? Because there's a lot going on. So I have like my CSS code here, I have my HTML code here, so it's not very convenient, right? So that's one of the reasons, like we want to keep markup separate from the style. Okay, so we want to keep our code clean, precise. That's one reason. Can you think of anything else? Maybe somebody else, let's see, Victor?
Yes, Asel, yeah, I heard your question, but so if, to be honest, I didn't understand the full.
Okay, cool. Elzada?
Okay. The question was, why do we keep the code the way it is, right?
Yeah, in a separate style sheet.
So it would be easier for us to work, and when we are gonna go for debugging, it's gonna be easier for
for the developers to see and find the mistakes and just to fix them easier, to fix them.
Okay, cool, perfect. And also, separate style sheet is more reusable, right? Because
okay, yes, yeah, that part too.
Yeah, because you can use the same style sheet for multiple HTML documents. You can just link it and it will be also implemented. So it's much more reusable than keeping everything like in a style tag or inline styling. Okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. Okay, so let's see. Imamidin, are you there?
Yes, sir. I just overslept and I have joined it on right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you the one joining from Poland?
Yep.
Yeah, good morning.
Thanks. No.
Okay, so I will not grill you today, but make sure that you don't come late to classes, okay?
Yep. I will watch their records definitely.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Isabek,
Yes, I'm here.
hi there. So can you tell me what is the syntax for CSS code? What syntax looks like?
Can you remind me what's syntax? I kind of remember, but
So when I say syntax, I mean like what's the format of a CSS code? So like how do we write it basically?
oh yeah, there are three parts of them.
Okay.
So first we choose which part we're gonna switch,
Okay.
and secondly, for example, if we want to change the header or the text itself, you write it, we give it, we make a tag. Then the third one is the color or size, what exactly you want to change. So it
Okay.
contains the three parts.
Okay, cool. So CSS syntax consists of three parts. First one is the selector, right? Which specifies exactly which HTML element we're targeting to style. Second one is the property that we want to style. So for example, in our case, it's a list style. And the third one is the value itself. So the one that we choose from the options that we have. Okay, nice. Very good. Do you guys have any questions for me before we continue? Okay, so is it all clear or are you guys just really lost and don't know what to ask? Because it's confusing when you're so silent.
Oh, yeah, Asel, I have a question.
Yes.
So, so we're using separate, external source right now for CSS, but in React, everything is going to be in one place, right?
No, in React, we will also have a separate styling sheet. The syntax is going to be a little different, but it is also separated.
Is it okay? It's not going to be so styling is not going to be in the inside the components?
No.
No.
I mean,
Okay.
you can still use inline styling for specific purposes, but normally you always want to keep your CSS separate. So even in React, you will have separate file for styling.
Is it going to be in React? Is going to be just one style CSS file for everything, or it can be I don't know, multiple of them?
Yeah, so it can be both, but like in larger projects, you want to separate. So for example, if you have like one list component, right? So that list component will have its own list that style.css. file, which will specifically deal with the styling of this specific component. Why? Because once you have like a bunch of components, 15, 20 components in your project, it's really hard to debug which style is implemented in which component, right? So usually like you want to keep them separate. You will even keep each component in a separate folder. So there will be a folder, for example, list folder, where you will have list JSX, which is the component itself. And then you will have like list.style.css, which is the styling sheet for that component. And, you know, if you need like any, I don't know, constants that you use in that component, you will also have like a separate file for that as well. So the, you know, the organization logic is going to be a bit different.
Okay, but in the but HTML is going to be inside the component, right? But CSS is separate.
So in React, there is no really like, there is no separate HTML, right? Because in React, we use JSX, which is
inside the
a
component.
mixture. Yeah, so like it's of JavaScript and HTML. So yeah, it's gonna be like the markup itself will be described inside the component, yes.
Okay, yeah, thank you for clarification.
No problem. Any other questions, guys?
Can you remind me, please, how did you create the style sheet tag in the first index HTML? You just write it and press tab?
Yeah, so it's just style tag. It looks like this. It looks exactly like it is an HTML tag. It just specifies that you're going to use like CSS inside of it. Do you want me to keep this one as an example?
That would be great, yes.
Of course, yeah. So let me comment this as style tag. So this is embedded. So let's say paragraph, font size, I don't know, 20 pixels. Okay, so this is the embedded. And do we still have, do you guys want me to keep one more inline style? So for example.
Yes, please.
Of course, yeah.
So does that mean we can use the combination? We can use both the external and inline on the same page?
You can. They will be also like implemented, but it's it's considered the best practice to keep your CSS in a separate style sheet. But with some exceptions, you can of course use like combine them with like inline styling as well.
And can we create like multiple CSS files and use them on different HTML files?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Today we just have like literally one HTML and one CSS because I don't want to like confuse you guys with different, you know, files and stuff. But as we move forward with our projects, you guys will see how we can organize them separately. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Any other questions?
Yeah, Asel, it may be a little bit off topic, but that CSS preprocessor, that SAS less, is it external CSS kind of stuff?
So SAS and less are different. Okay, so preprocessors, so they give you the opportunity to write your CSS code in a more efficient way. So it's not, so it's still CSS, but in like the syntax is going to be a little different. It solves some issues like, because CSS is a very, very basic language, right? So with like preprocessors, it allows you to write more efficient CSS code.
Is it kind of advanced CSS kind of?
It just, it just fills in some gaps that CSS has.
Oh, okay.
You can introduce like some logic in preprocessors because CSS itself doesn't have logic, right? But you can, with preprocessors, you can introduce some logic, some variables, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. 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 But yeah, but we will get into that so later on, right?
Yeah, we will definitely talk about them. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't think SAS and LESS are part of the program, but when we get to like React section, we will cover different CSS libraries as well. So like Material UI, React Strap. We will also talk about, I don't know, probably like styled components and stuff like that. So you will definitely like expand your horizon on that too.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, question. Я просто не знаю, возможно, все мои вопросы просто мы пройдем потом. Потом, допустим, как расположить в центре или справа. Все это будет потом или лучше сейчас спросить?
Yeah. So, okay. So what exactly? So like moving elements around, is that what you're asking? Different elements, like positioning them in different parts of the. Okay. So yeah. So today we're gonna talk about like very, very basic CSS stuff, but probably like by the end of this week, you will learn how to, for example, how to like position elements in different parts of your UI, right? And that's gonna be like a little later in the week or maybe even next week. Okay. So is anybody feeling kind of lost about what we talked about today? Or are you guys like just really comfortable and really chill? Because I don't know. I don't feel like
May I ask one question, please?
Sure.
I didn't quite get how did you create this new this link, the about me? How is it connected to the VC itself? Like
which link?
It's inside the one we are watching now. Is it inside the Visual Studio Code, or it's like separate window? How is it connected to this?
Yeah, I think he's asking about link tag, how to connect HTML to CSS.
This one? Is that what you're asking?
No.
No? Okay.
In the Google, I think you're using the document window. Yes. We are writing codes, right? We are writing codes, and here it shows up. So how are they connected together? How we create
live server.
Okay, let me show you. So I can go. So for example, so this, like the whole page that we're looking at right now is inside my index.html, right? So when I open this folder with my, so I have like folder, which is HTML class. So when I open it with VS Code, I click on the live server. So this is the extension that I have installed, and it opens this page in the browser. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is you can just navigate to your folder. So in my case, that would be HTML class, right? And you can just double click on this index.html, and that will also open it in your default browser. So my default browser is Chrome, so it opens it in Chrome. Okay, does it make sense?
Or there is another way. You can just right click on index file and choose the reveal in file explorer.
Yeah, so you can like either double click or right click and open with like default browser. So, or you know, any other browser of your choice. Whose question was that?
That was my question.
Oh, okay. Isabek, right? So
Yes.
I have a suggestion. I can leave like 10 minutes of our class and we can go over it on your PC so you can feel like more confident doing that stuff. Okay, so maybe like in the last 10 minutes you can share your screen and I can show you how we do it.
Asel, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need the internet to open our project in Google or other browser?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe like in the last 10 minutes, Isabek, right? You can share your screen and I will reserve the time for it. And we can go over like creating the new folder, creating that HTML file, opening that file in the browser. So these kind of things, like we can go over it step by step. Okay, so don't worry. We will talk about it in more detail. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Of course. All right. Where were we? Okay, so we were talking about different text properties. Let's see. I also wanted to talk about border properties today, and probably that will be enough. And then we can move on to like the practice section of our class. So there are also border styles. Okay, so you can set a border to like anything in your document. So let's say for what is it? H1 probably, right? Yep. So let's say H1. I can set border to let's say 1 pixel red. Oh, 1 pixel red and also solid. Okay, so basically what you're saying is that you need a solid border that is 1 pixel wide and the color of the border is going to be red. Okay, so you can set the border to any element in your HTML. It doesn't have to be solid. There's like different options. There's dotted, which will, you see how like it's, you know, these little dots here. And there's like a couple of more options. I don't even remember them anymore. But basically just remember that there are different options for the border. Let's keep it solid for now. And let's make it 3 pixels, so it's a bit more visible. You can, yes, Victor?
So this border is too long for header. Yes, you see. How can you shortcut it?
Yes, we can. Probably we will. Okay, we can. What we can do is we can set the width to, I don't know, let's say 300 pixels. Yeah, and then we can, or if you want to even 100. Okay, so you can control the width and the border of your H1 will also be as wide as the width of your element. There are other ways to do it, but today I don't want to go into like other properties. So for today, just let's keep in mind that we can set the width to an element, okay? Okay, so let me get rid of that for now so it's not confusing. Oh, you can also set border radius. Border radius. And basically that will make your border corners a little bit rounder. So for example, you can say 5 pixels. and it will give like nice little radius to your border. So let's say 10 pixels. You see, like the more pixels you give it, the more like radius it's going to have. It's going to get like a bit rounder on the corners. You can set a border to an image as well. So for example, let's select our image tag and let's set border to, I don't know, 2 pixels, solid. Should we do light gray or light blue? Okay, so now if you guys can see, like our image has a little bit of the border, right? And the fun thing about the border radius is if you set it to 50%, it will make your element like round. So for the image, it will make this image as like in a circle, okay? Let's see what else.
Asel,
yes.
So it's just almost my last question. So if we will compare the border for header, he doesn't follow. I mean, он не соответствует содержанию, а то, что на картине, он прям по краям следует. В чем разница? Почему один идеально подходит, а другой нет?
Yeah. So the difference between those elements is that those are two different elements. So just because the text of the header ends right here, it doesn't mean that the header itself ends with the text, okay? And this is a different topic that you guys will talk about tomorrow probably. So I don't want to go into that because like today we also have a lot of things that we need to discuss. So yeah, let me just say that this will be discussed in the next classes, okay? Just those are two different elements. Okay, any questions so far? All right. Good, so what we can do is we can actually move on to our practice exercise. By the way, did anyone submit homework from last night?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so did you guys experience any issues with CodePen?
No.
No.
Cool. So maybe like for those who haven't submitted it, so I was thinking maybe today we can do this exercise in CodePen and you guys can like, maybe it will be like a bit more easier for you next time. Okay, so let me create a new pen. Okay, so when you're using CodePen, like we discussed yesterday, like don't forget to rename it. Okay, so in our case, let's say practice intro. Okay, and save it. So you see how the URL is like changing immediately. So yeah, this is very important. Don't forget to save your work. And let's change the view a little bit. And since we're not working with JavaScript, I will just hide the JavaScript part. Okay. So I was thinking like this exercise we can do in VS Code or in CodePen, so you guys can feel like a bit more comfortable when you're working on your homeworks. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy probably this whole thing. Okay, so this is our HTML code. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of these things. But don't worry, because I will still keep them in their original folders, which I will also share. Okay, so that they don't interfere with today's work. Okay, cool. So this page, we are going to change to look like something like this. Okay, so it's still like the project from yesterday, but we will add some really basic CSS. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go like one by one again, go over to get to know like all of you a little bit better. So I'm just going to continue with my list. I think we stopped with Imamidin. I think you were the last one to answer, right? When I was like asking questions after the first hour. So let's continue with Isabiak. Isabiak, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you please tell me how do I change the background color to this like light blue color?
We need to on the CSS, we need to write down the background tag first.
So what is the first thing that goes here? Is it the background already, or do we first need to target the element?
Oh, yeah. First, we need to choose element.
So what element would that be? If we need to color the whole visible part of our HTML document.
Body?
Yeah, exactly. Good job. Okay, so what's the CSS property for changing the color?
Background.
Is it background or background color?
Background style. Color, yeah, color.
Okay, so background color, let's try light blue. Okay, nice, thank you. Yes, Victor?
Yeah, Asel, when we worked in VS Code, you linked the CSS to HTML, right? How did you do it here? You didn't change anything, but is that still working?
Yeah, so in CodePen, you don't need to link it because it's kind of pre-linked for you. So yeah, it's a little bit different in CodePen. Okay, so it will like automatically insert whatever style you implement here, it will insert it into HTML. So you don't need to, okay? Cool. So Isabiak, can you also help me with this UL? What am I supposed to style here? Like, how is it different than my UL?
We need to change the background as well. So we choose the element. The element is UL. So then we choose which UL we're gonna change.
Okay. So what do I do here with this UL?
There is a tab. We need to make table first.
Oh, it's not a table. What do you think this is? So it's not a table, it's just a UL.
It is.
It has a border, right?
Yeah. Border style.
Okay, so let's do border. Let's try 1 pixel solid black. Okay, let's see what it's gonna look like. Okay, so here's my UL. But you see how in their case, they have like border in between the list items as well. But in our case, we only have a border for the whole UL.
Does the 1px define the thickness of the border?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we can do 2 pixels, but still like it will only give a border to the whole UL, right? But here you see how each list item is also separated with a border. So it means that we need to give the border property not to the list, to the whole list, but to the list items inside the UL.
So we need to add some divs maybe?
Not necessarily. So because in CSS, we can select not only by tag name, but like we can combine different tag names, for example. So in this case, what we can do is we can do UL space LI. It means that basically I want to give the border to list items inside unordered list. Okay, so when you use empty space and then another element, it means that CSS will look for list items inside the unordered list. Okay? Does it make sense?
Now, yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, cool. Okay, so this is how I specify, but you see how I have list items inside ordered list as well, but they're not targeted because I am specifying list items inside unordered list. Okay, if I just selected list items without specifying which list, then it would also target the list items inside ordered list as well. Okay, so in this case, I need to specify the list items that are inside UL. Okay, does it make sense, guys?
Yeah, it makes sense right now.
Good. What else is different about these list items?
The font size?
I guess, yeah, we can change the font size. Font size to, let's say, I don't know, 18 pixels maybe. Okay, cool. What else?
Yeah, background is a different color. Colorful.
Okay, very nice. So background color, some kind of orange probably. All right, it's not exactly that. Is it tomato? Is it? No. Okay, let's see. Dark orange. Okay. Dark orange. Cool. Okay. So what else is different about it?
The line underwards. This was linked. Let me
The
just.
lines are adjusted to the size of the words.
Yeah, so the width, right? So we can set the width property now. Width. I don't know, let's say 300, 200.
What if we'll try after? What will happen?
Width outer?
Yeah, outer. Can we try? I just don't know. Oh no.
For today, let's stick with pixels because we're only starting to learn. Okay, cool. Thank you, Sabek. who is Kai? Is it Kai? K?
Kayo Kazlik, yeah.
Hi. Can you tell me how do I make my picture look like this picture?
So yeah, border radius.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, image curly braces. Border / radius.
oh, 1 second.
Maybe it's I don't know, 20. Let's try 20 pixel or 15.
Okay, looks good. So, but they also have like a white border.
Okay. So border.
Mm-hmm.
So border, I don't know, 2 pixels, maybe more.
Okay, 2 pixels.
Solid. So solid. And it's okay. So maybe more pixels. Let's do I don't know, 5 pixels to make it wider. And color, you can just
White.
write. Okay, yeah, white.
Okay, good.
I
Good.
like it that CSS is very intuitive.
Yeah,
You can guess what comes.
yeah, yeah. And things will get more interesting. Like today we are building, like 90s style web page. But in a couple of weeks, like they will, start looking better and better. Okay, cool. So we have our image. Okay, how about this part, Kai?
Each one.
This header?
Yeah, each one.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
just
Now
blue.
I think that would be
One. Oh, H2.
I think H1.
H1, I think.
H2.
H2. Oh, okay, it's H2. Okay.
so this
Yes.
one is it H3? This one?
No, it's different. Oh,
Okay, that Marat guy is H2 then.
Oh, H2. Okay,
No?
sorry.
H2.
Yeah. Looks like we have 2 about me sections. Okay. So H2.
yeah, we'll change font size.
Okay.
Oh, color. Oh, okay, yeah.
Font size, let's do 20. Oh,
I guess 30.
yeah, maybe even more.
Yeah,
40.
yeah, it's good. Front
What
color.
So color.
Color to red. I don't know.
It's
Dark
dark
orange.
orange.
Okay, dark orange.
And I'm not sure, are there the shadow or not? Can we check it? No.
No, probably not. But do you want to add?
We can, yeah.
Let's do text
Sure.
shadow.
Just, I guess if we have 40 pixels, should be more than one. Like,
Perfect.
Need to
So
make it visible.
oh, no,
Oh,
just one.
yeah.
It's ugly actually.
What's that?
It's too. I don't know. Is it big or like the far from the text? The shadow looks not good.
So do you want to do like
Two
two
just.
and just gray? Because light gray doesn't even show.
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's do gray.
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool. Okay. Do you guys want to try something different with the picture? So, okay, so let me show you like one little trick.
How
when
make it round? Radius change the.
yeah, you can change the
It's
border
just
radius.
round or what?
50.
50.
50%. So then it
Oh,
will.
okay. Nice.
Asel, I just I think it's a stupid question. So, do you remember we used the background color for paragraph? Can we put this image into the text? Like,
As a background?
I wanna use this image as a color for paragraph or for header. Is it possible?
Yeah, we can use background image.
I think it should. Yes, it will be not so hard.
Image. And the URL would be the same URL.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get the URL of the picture. Is it this one?
I don't know. Yes. Yes.
Hold on.
Okay, let's see. Yeah. Oh no, it's different.
Did we use any other pictures there? I don't remember. No, that should be the one. Hold on. Yeah, that's the one. It's just showing this part of the picture.
But I was talking about not the background color. This like color for the text for letters. Like,
Color for the text as a puppy?
yeah. Ну, допустим, вот Марат.
You mean font?
Чтобы вместо оранжевого был вообще не цвет, а вот фотография сама вместо букв, как цвет букв. Я думал, можно будет background image прям интегрировать в сам текст.
Oh, I see.
Background, вот как сам image, как цвет.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Yeah, let's not do that today.
Okay, I just
Это
thought it
уже
will be easier.
графика,
It's
наверное.
doable. Yeah, it's doable, but maybe not today. But if you guys want to try something different with a picture that is not like really boring, we can add a bit of like effect. So you know when I like hover over the picture with the mouse, hover. So like this hover property will only work when I'm hovering over the picture. So you can add something like transform. So that you can transform it in different ways. You can rotate it. And the one that is commonly used is like a scale. You can say like 1.1. Okay, so now if I hover, it will be like it will pop up sort of. But you know, it's like popping up really quickly. So you can also add a transition property and say, for example, transition like in 1 second. Okay, so then it will pop up slower. Okay. Just a little something, but we were not supposed to talk about it today, so don't sell me out to other instructors.
So these are pseudo classes, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
that's like a whole different topic. So like these pseudo classes, these are different selectors. We will talk about them next week probably.
Аселя, sorry, я саму question не хочу. Я полагаю, что любые подобные махинации делаются обычно с помощью JavaScript. Вот любые, которые изменяются, или это...
It depends. Usually, like if you can do it with CSS, it's better to do it with CSS because JavaScript is heavier. So the JavaScript code itself is heavier. So if you can do something just using CSS, then it's better to do it with pure CSS. Okay. So for example, like simple hover effect, you don't need JavaScript for it because you can do it with just like 2 lines of CSS code, right? But like maybe more complex animations can be used with, with JavaScript, but like simple transitions, simple effects, yeah, we can stick with simple CSS code. Okay.
Yeah.
Asel, right now we have only one image. How would we work if we had several images?
That's a perfect question. Let's talk about different, one of the attributes. Okay, so let's imagine that we have like a bunch of pictures and we want to style only this one, which is like a profile picture for Marat, right? I hope he doesn't mind. Okay, so what we do is, where's that picture though? Okay, so this is my image, right? And what if I have multiple images? So then all of them will be styled in the same way, but that's not what I want, right? I only want specifically first picture. So then what I can do is I can use a class name property. So in this image tag, like right inside this image tag, I can add a class name. And since this is a profile picture, we can say profile. Okay. Then now I know that this image has profile class name. So now I can use not only like the image tag, which is an HTML tag, right? I can use a class name. So how do I select a class name? The syntax for it is dot, and then the class name itself. In our case, it's profile, right? So then specifically this image is targeted. Okay, so you can do just that profile, or if you want to be like even more specific, you can do image that profile. So it means that we're targeting an image with the class name profile. Okay, so class name is one of those attributes that you can use in order to target like a bunch of elements in your CSS file. Usually we use class names to group elements together. So for example, what we can do is we can give, where's that image? I keep losing it. Okay, so here, for example, if we want to, let's say we want all images to have the similar style, but the first image, I want to have, I don't know, like a blue border instead of white border, right? So how do I target all of them? So I can give this class name to all of the images. 1, 2, 3, right? So now like all of the images are going to have the same style, but I want only first image to have a blue border. So what I can do is I can also give this image an ID. So ID is a very unique attribute. So for example, if this image has ID of 1, it means that in this whole document, only this element can have ID of 1. And not only like among images, but among all of the elements. So IDs are like really unique. Usually, you know how like when you register, let's say on Gmail, if you sign up for an account, you as a user will have your own unique ID. Okay, so this is how Google knows exactly which user is currently trying to like sign in. So this is how IDs like are supposed to be unique. Okay, so like the purpose of ID is to how can I say this? Like the whole purpose of ID is to be unique. So you know that only one element or like one user has this specific ID. Okay, so now if I want to target an image with this ID, I can do image, and ID has a hash sign, so image with ID 1, and I can give like border color, let's say blue. Wait, what's happening? Did I give an ID?
I think it's just border, not, no?
1 second. So I gave the image. Okay, so now border. Oh, it is supposed to still like change the color. Okay, so let's change something different. Like, let's say 1 pixel solid blue.
Could we remove image also? Yeah.
Yeah, why is it not? How do I refresh this part? It is automatically refreshing, right?
Can we use like numbers as ID or should we put only
Yeah,
text?
maybe you will try to provide the class name profile.
But now all images have that class name. So
But you have ID too, maybe, okay.
yeah, so I don't know why it's acting up like that.
Maybe you need to give the ID to the other two pictures.
No, the
So-
whole point is that this ID is supposed to like only target this specific image, you know.
It would work even if we had different sources, like different pictures, right?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that worked.
Okay, the issue was probably because I was using a number, although it can be a number. Anyway, so, okay, so the purpose of an ID is that it is a unique identifier for like a specific, in our case, specific image, right? But usually like the most common use case for an ID is when, let's say you're registering a new user and that user is given a very unique ID so that when you're storing data for that specific user, or when that user is being logged in, logged out, or any like user activity, you can track it with the help of that user's ID. Okay, so it's like a very, very unique identifier. But you can also use IDs sometimes in HTML elements as well. So like in order to specify like a very, very like target a specific element. But class names are mostly used to like group elements together, like a bunch of elements together. So for example, these images, so let's say I want to target first 2 images only, right? So what I can do is I can give the profile class name to the first 2 images only, and then the style will be implemented only to these first 2 images and not the last one. Okay, so I'm like grouping those first 2 images together with the help of this profile class name. Okay, does it make sense, guys?
Just a question about the CSS. Can we use the code in CSS like Matryoshka? So like in HTML, we put it li in UL, but we have 3 different image, I mean, image, hover, image profile, ID one is, can we put, like, они в разных местах все находятся, можем мы вложить одну в другую, чтобы это выглядело более как одно целое как-то? Или все нужно по отдельности писать?
Yeah, so with CSS, you can't really have like nested CSS. So for example, you cannot have another selector inside that selector, right? So yeah, but basically, in this case, that's not what we want to do, because we want separate style for this image, for example, and we want separate style for these 2 images, right? That's why we're like separating them. Okay. All right. So let's see. Miriam, are you there? Miriam? Okay, how about Nurbek? Nurbek Abdi.
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Okay, so can you recap for us, please? What is the difference between IDs and class names?
So the class name is you can put for all images, and by using the class name, by using the profile name, you can select the multiple of the images and do some changes of the image. For example, the font size, the color, etc. By the ID, we are choosing the specific one. For maybe, for example, in the second case, we gave the ID number, and by this ID number, we are changing only for the second one.
Okay, so IDs are unique, right?
Yeah.
Class names are more like generic. You can use same class name for multiple elements in order to implement the same style for multiple elements, right? Okay, and oh, and one more thing, class names and IDs, they're not unique to images only. You can give class names and IDs to all HTML elements. Okay, so not like only to images. So this is just an attribute that you can use in all HTML elements. All right, good. And also you can have multiple class names. So for example, let's say, where is it? So profile. So this class name right now is considered as one class name, right? But if you put empty space and then, and then let's say like picture. Okay, so this will be considered as a separate class name. So you can target it by picture class name, and it will specifically select this image, or you can target it with profile class name, and then it will select all of the images too. Okay, so you can either have like one class name or multiple class names. Just make sure that you separate them with empty space. Okay, good. Let me get rid of all of the images here. So we're just
sorry, can we put like couple classes in one selector? I mean, like we have 10 images. I want to make 5 of them blue, 5 of them red, and I want to make every second image different. So I will have to use a few classes for the same images, right?
Yeah, but there are also pseudo selectors to select like every second image. So there's like different options. Today, let's stick with like very simple ideas. But in the next classes, you guys will see how we can select. So for example, you can select every second list item in the list, right? But there are like specific selectors for it, which we're not going to talk about today because it's going to be just too much information. Okay. I totally forgot about your second break. Do you guys want to have your second break now?
Yes.
Okay. Let's have a 10-minute break, and then we can continue working on, like, we'll try to do as much as we can do with this project. And then I want to reserve like last 10 minutes to clarify some of the things with Isabek, right? Okay, so that's the plan for the last hour. And then don't forget that you guys have an extra hour with Mario as well. Okay, so see you soon. Okay. Are you guys back with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Okay. So are we all clear on how we can use class names and IDs?
Yes.
Mhm.
Asiela, how do we work with the words in bold in our homework? I saw that they were like framed and
Oh, this ones?
This ones, yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's do that one next. So we need to target like a specific part of the text, right? So for example, this part should be bold, this part and this like these four parts, and they're supposed to have like a background color and like a specific font color. So what we can do is we can actually wrap these pieces of text into like a span. Hold on, let me get rid of the... By the way, when you guys are transferring your code to CodePen, you don't need the head section of... So like this doc type HTML elements, you don't need them. So you can get rid of them. So there is no like extra code. And let me get rid of those images. So let's keep just one image, okay? So that would be 1, 2. Okay, cool. Okay, so now let's target specific parts of the text. Okay, so let's copy his text actually, and let's paste it here. Okay, so software engineer part is supposed to be bold, right? So what we can do is we can wrap this text into a span tag. So we use span when we want to give some kind of like style to like a specific part of, for example, like a text, okay? So span is used, also can be used to group elements together, but it's a bit different than div, and you guys will learn about those nuances a bit later on. For now, let's just use it for giving style to the text, okay? So I'm gonna wrap this one in a span, and also this HTML is supposed to be inside the span. Okay, so we need CSS, JavaScript inside the span, and React also inside the span here. Cool. So this part of my text is supposed to be bold, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it a class name. And let's say bold, right? And I can select that class name. So how do I select the class name in CSS?
Sharp.
Dot
bold, right? Dot bold. And I can give it a font weight and set it to bold. Okay, and that's how this part is going to be bold. And for the other spans, for these spans, so they have like a similar style, right? So to all of them, I can give a class name of, what should it be? Let's say orange. Okay. And they will share the same class name because they have shared style, right? So now what I can do is I can select that class name and I can give, okay, so what do I do here with this element?
Border,
Hmm?
background color.
Background color. Background color,
Dark orange.
oh, okay. What was the color? Dark orange, yeah. Dark orange. And what else?
Font color.
Font size.
Just color.
Just that.
Color.
White.
Probably something like cayenne. Let's try that one. And font size, let's say 20 pixels. Okay, maybe 30. I feel that it's also kind of bold, right? Okay. It's a bit of a different color. So if you want to be like really specific, let's find that color. Oh, light sea green. Okay. So you guys will learn how to use DevTools maybe in tomorrow's class. So I'm just using it to like find the right color, but you will also learn how to use this tool sometime tomorrow. Oh, I see there's also this large text. Oh, that should be color. And that was dark orange.
There's also border.
Oh, that's right. I didn't notice that. Thank you. Oh. So what I don't like about CodePen is that it doesn't offer you to, when you start typing, like in HTML, it immediately offers you some options. So in CodePen, you have to type everything, and also it doesn't format your code, which is a bit annoying.
Yeah, Mario yesterday told that we can make homework in VS Code and just transfer to CodePen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. And looks like we need one more word in here as well. So let me insert it. In the next paragraph. So maybe like somewhere here. Now we're gonna do one more one. And if we give it a class name of orange. There we go. All right, good. So how about this list?
Color.
To list items or to the whole list?
To the whole.
Yeah, exactly. So let's select OL. Background color. Let's say gray. Is it gray? Dark gray?
Mokry asphalt.
How is this dark gray? Like, it is lighter than the actual gray.
Yeah.
Oh, is it maybe like slate gray? 1 second, let me check that one. Yeah, okay. So slate gray. Okay, so how about this part here?
Same thing with border.
Okay, let's add one more paragraph. Oh, they don't have that. Okay, let me just copy that. So how can I specify that I want to target this paragraph only?
With the class.
Give ID.
Maybe give an ID.
Yeah, we can either do ID or class. Let's do ID this time. Let's say, I don't know, like last paragraph, right? Okay, so how do I select an ID in CSS?
Решетка.
Hash.
Check.
Okay. So now, what do we need to do here?
Order. Oh,
Okay. Border
5, 6. Solid. And the color.
That's probably something like salmon.
Coral, maybe?
Or coral. Yeah, it could be coral. Yeah, looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
The ground color. Or just color.
Background color. Oh, okay. So I have no idea what color this is.
I think it's similar to the spam
Dark sign.
words, the dark sign.
How do you pronounce it? Is it cyan? Cyan?
Okay. And color
Dark-
white.
Dark cyan, dark cyan, or white. Okay. You see how the text here is like centered? Can you think of a property that can center the text?
Extra line.
Text
Align.
line.
Text line.
Center.
I think this is it. Okay. So also, you guys can, so it can be a paragraph, but it can also be like a footer. So you know how we're using a paragraph here, but it can also be a footer, because usually like if it's at the end here with some like extra information, you can use a footer tag. Okay, and this one, for example, can be like, so it's H1, but we can also wrap it in like header. Okay, good. Do you guys have any questions?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get employed and when we will be working on actual projects, do we get like a document listing all the requirements? You know,
Of
like,
course.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Because there's so many details.
yeah, of course. I mean, there will be a documentation where they will describe, their best practices, like everything. So yeah, you don't need to worry about it for now. And at the end of the cohort, you guys will have like a whole month of just market preparation. So it will be like a whole month of interviews, and we will invite other mentors who will interview you, like you will have mock interviews, and then they will also help you to prepare for, to prepare your LinkedIn CVs, because that's also like, it takes time. All of that takes time. So we dedicate a whole month in order to do that. Okay. So for now, let's just focus on the learning process, because it's easy to like think ahead and then get frustrated and get anxiety. You will get plenty of anxiety when it comes to like market preparation, like closer to the end of the cohort. Right now, just make sure that you focus on the learning part first. Did you guys have a chance to look at the quizzes from last night?
Yep, I did one.
Okay, so I think they're not difficult, right? Did you guys have a chance to like look at all of those questions and pass them?
So I didn't have it.
Some of them was a little bit
Couple questions were difficult,
confusing.
even in the basic one.
Yeah, I mean, there will be like some random questions. Don't worry about them too much. So like as long as you're able to answer to, the topics that we have covered during the class. So that's the main focus. And if there's something that is like off topic or something random, you can just look it up, like Google it, look it up and read like an article about it, and that should be fine. Yeah, but don't get worried that if you're not able to answer all of them. I know that some of those quizzes have like weird random questions in them. Okay, so good. So your homework from today's class is this buttons project. I think you also have it in the portal. Okay, let me check that. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, so you need to create 4 buttons, and they have some similar CSS properties, and the last one is going to be a little different. So make sure that you do this homework on CodePen and submit a link to the CodePen, okay? Just like we were discussing yesterday. Let's see what else. Oh, let me stop sharing. And Isabek, right? Isabek, do you want to share your screen? So we can go over the questions that you were asking before.
Yeah, actually, I have just good question before. So what kind of extension do we need to install in our VS Code?
Oh,
So other than live,
Other than live server?
server, yeah.
Do you have any code formatter installed, like Pretty?
I have, yeah, so I have it in my yeah, in my
So if you have like a code formatter and live server, I think that should be enough.
enough. Okay.
Yeah. How about others? Do you guys have a code formatter installed?
No.
Okay, so let's do that as well. So when I say code formatter, I mean this. Where is it? So you know how, like, if I mess up my code, right? Once I save it, it formats it in the right way. So it like, so if I do some weird indentation that is not supposed to be there, or like insert some random white spaces, once I save, my code formatter will get rid of like extra unnecessary stuff. So in my case, I have Prettier. Okay, so what I want you to do now, everyone, please open your VS Codes, and on the right left-hand side, you see there's this extensions menu, and you can search for all the extensions that you need. So one of them is Live Server. It's the one that I'm using in classes, and the other one is Prettier. So everyone, please install Prettier now, because there is like a couple of things that we need to go over there. So we need to change a couple of things in the settings. So if you install it now, I can show what we need to do in order for it to work.
Asel, how can you save your project with your buttons, with the keypad? What buttons?
Save the code, you mean?
Yeah.
I do Command S
Command.
or
Okay, thanks.
Control S in PC.
Thanks.
So can somebody share their screen so I can show what to do with Prettier? Any volunteers? So I need someone who just installed Prettier code formatter.
Can I do it?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Also, if you could unmute yourself as well. If you cannot find the unmute button, you can stop sharing, unmute yourself, and then start sharing again. Isabek?
You can you see me? My screen?
Yes. Okay, so you just installed Prettier. Okay. Now what we need to do is let me request remote control if you could accept it. So if you guys just installed Prettier, so once you install it, it doesn't automatically start like formatting your code. So if I remember correctly, somewhere in your, okay, so I think it's in the format.
I think settings. It's a default format. Settings and default formatter, I believe. The default format.
Yeah, so as a default formatter, I think you need to choose Prettier. And also you need to check this box that says format on save. So then it will, like every time your code is saved, it will automatically format your code. Okay, so two things. Select Prettier as your default code formatter and make sure that you check this box as well. Okay, everyone, please do that. It will make your life so much easier in the long run. I promise you that it will help you like in the future with everything, even debugging, because once we start doing like JavaScript projects, for example, it will like your code will be more complex, and sometimes it's just, you know, because you don't close a tag or something, your code will be will just not be functioning the way you expect it to be. So yeah, so just if you install these things, they will make your life so much easier. So please do that right now. And if there's like some kind of issue that you're facing, let me know. Okay, in the meantime, Isabek, do you wanna unmute yourself now? Okay, so you were asking about the
life.
You had a question about how to open like a file in the browser, right? That was the question?
Yeah. Yes, I was asking about that.
So do you right now, do you have like any project that we can open? Oh, you are in the project. Okay. So in order to open this file in your default browser, so right now in the right bottom corner, you see there is a button, Go Live. Yeah.
This one?
You click on that one. Yeah. There you go.
Oh.
So that's one way to do it. Another way is if you open this project directory. So where is that project? Is it on your desktop somewhere? So where is that HTML class folder located? Is it on your desktop?
Yes.
Could you show us the desktop now? Could you minimize this window, VS Code window, and show us the desktop itself? So if you click on, where is it?
No, I didn't install it on my desktop yet.
But where is that folder located, this HTML class folder? Is it maybe in downloads or something like that? Yeah, this folder. So anyway, the best way to open it is using the, no, you don't need to do that. So the best way to open your project in the browser is using the live server. So like if you click on this Go Live button, and it will open it in your browser, okay? That's the best way to do it because otherwise you will have to keep refreshing the page all the time. And with live server, it will automatically refresh the page once you make changes and save them. Okay, so just use this Go Live button, okay?
Okay, I got it.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You can stop sharing now. Thank you so much. So has everyone installed Prettier Code Formatter, guys? Let me know.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Asel, where is that live formatting thingy? I don't see it.
Do you want to share your screen?
Sure.
Okay, so you mean the live server?
Yes.
Could you click on extensions?
Where is it?
In the left top corner, there is like a nav bar and you can click on extensions. Under your Explorer, there is like a bunch of icons in the left.
Yes.
Yeah. So click on, even more left. You see like a list of icons?
Yes.
No. Left.
Oh, left. Okay.
So click on extensions, the next icon.
Okay.
Search for live server. The first.
Oh, I need to install it, right?
Yep.
This one? Okay.
Install. And once it's installed, 1 second, let's give it a second. Wow, it is really taking the time to install. Usually it takes like 1 second.
Yeah, the previous one installed in just 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's taking so long.
Okay, there you go. And now if you go back to your like index.html.
I see it here.
So
Shall
if
I
you
just click on it?
if you click on Go Live, it will open it in the default browser.
Okay, and okay.
Yeah, it's already opened. If you go back to your browser. Yeah, I think it's this one. Yeah. So basically it will, when you use live server, it will refresh the page automatically whenever you make like some changes and save your code, it will just refresh it. So you don't have to keep refreshing your page to see the changes that you're making. Yeah. If you use live server, it's just a little bit more convenient.
Yes, it is very convenient. Thank you so much.
Sure, no problem. So did you set your prettier as default formatter?
Yes, I did.
Is it working for you now? If you mess up your code, is it gonna format it?
Even before installing it, it was auto formatting.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I guess I had something else installed to help me.
Could
with
you click
that.
on extensions again?
Okay. What do I look for?
Delete the could you
Prettier?
scroll down? Yeah. Keep scrolling.
Okay.
No, looks like you only have Prettier and the live server installed.
Okay.
You have only one code formatter because sometimes if you have two, like they can conflict with each other, but you're good. You're all set. Cool.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right. You guys have 3 minutes left. Let's see if Mario is here already. No? Okay. So do you guys have any CSS related questions?
Yes, actually, it's about homework, Asel.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw, but I didn't. Can you please show us the homework?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just. So,
Oh, homework. Sorry.
yeah, the buttons.
It's 5 in the morning and my brain is about to like shut down.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
understand.
So, okay, so for the record, this is not my YouTube, okay? This is my husband's, so I don't know what he's listening for, what he's listening to, but that's not like my music, okay? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he has specific taste. Okay.
Very specific, yes, very much specific. So that's this one in
Yeah.
buttons.
Can you please click? I can't release. How is it? It's not table, right? It's not table. And
No.
we use these styles for what? For text, for what?
Oh, so here you have 4 buttons.
Yes.
So you implement some style for the button. So for example, like each button has a border with a specific color, and then it has like
You wanna say this selector is button or just some div? Because the buttons, I thought we can click the button, but here is just like fake
Oh,
button. It's
yeah,
fake.
because this is just, I guess, like a picture of the UI. It's not
think-
the UI.
Is it just div? Not? I think it's just div.
No, those are 4 buttons for sure.
Buttons, okay.
Yeah. So you will have 4 buttons. One of them is going to be like wider than the previous 3, but they do have like same border width, color, and border radius, like all of them, right? And the last one is a little different because it's wider and it also has like a different font color.
Yes, I see. Asila, so will we code with the instructors later, or we will only listen to the
So during the classes, sometimes you guys will do individual exercises, and sometimes you will do exercises in like small groups. Because in Zoom, we have different breakout rooms. So sometimes we will send you to breakout rooms to work on like exercise. First week, we don't practice it too much because you guys are still kind of adjusting to each other and adjusting to the new tools. So that's why we're not giving like individual tasks or group tasks, but maybe like at the end of this week or I don't know, next week, we will start doing that as well. Is that something that you guys want to do?
Yeah, I'm just worrying about the JS, the JavaScript, because if you listen just JavaScript, it will be very difficult. HTML and CSS is good. It's fine.
Oh, I wouldn't say JavaScript. I mean,
listening.
it's challenging, but it's very interesting because you will get to build your own solutions. You will get to come up with a logic, and it's very fun. I prefer JavaScript, to be honest, than like dealing with just HTML and CSS. All right, good. My time is up, but thank you guys so much for joining, and thank you for being so active today. I really enjoyed spending these 3 hours with you guys, and I will see you on Saturday. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you have any questions related to homework or anything else, or if there is like a specific topic that you want to go over once again, just let me know. You can text me on Slack or just tag me in like the main channel, and I will prepare something for like a specific topic. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much,
So
Asel.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Asel.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, Mario, welcome.
Thank you.
So Mario, I'm gonna make you a host. Oh, let me stop the recording, right? Because I think they want to keep them separate.